the 2025 BMW X5. In this video, we are going to be building this SUV on BMW's website, and we're going to see which trim levels and options provide the best value. And towards the end, I will also share with you how you can save a substantial amount of money with these SUVs. But for right now, let's just get started and quickly go over the trims that we have available to us. So with the entry-level X5, we have the rear-wheel drive S-Drive 40i, then we have the all-wheel drive X-Drive 40i. Personally, I do recommend going with the X-Drive model because when you go to sell it later on, either under consignment or just straight up trading it in, the X-Drive model is just going to be more desirable. So there is that. The plug-in hybrid X-Drive 50e, that's certainly something to look into because it's not only an efficient package doing about 38 to 40 miles of pure EV range, it's also a more powerful X5 compared to the entry-level models. It produces 483 horsepower and it bridges the gap between the entry-level B58 turbo inline 6 and the performance V8 models, which we have two V8 options. We have the X5 M60i with 523 horsepower, and we have the top-of-the-line X5M Competition with 617 horsepower. Fuel economy, it drops significantly with that top-of-the-line M Competition, but if you're looking at a vehicle of that caliber, I'm guessing you don't care, and you probably need a vehicle that costs as much as it does for some type of a write-off purpose, so you probably don't care about that fuel economy. Your business or your income is probably lucrative enough to eat that poor fuel economy. But I have built 5 models on BMW's website, so let's go through it. So the first X-Drive 40i that I built, it came out to be $75,225. I'll talk about the M Sport in a moment, but for right now, I just chose the regular Sport Classic design with the standard 20-inch wheels. We have that very cool Blue Ridge Mountain metallic color. We have a Manhattan green metallic, all very nice to see. And these metallic colors, they cost $650 extra. You can pay more money for some additional metallic colors, and then you can pay $3,600 for the frozen pure gray metallic color. Personally, I don't really recommend paying too much for a color, but that is ultimately up to you to decide. I went with the regular 20-inch wheels because I would like to maintain the ride quality on this mainstream model, but even with this X-Drive, you can go as crazy as 22-inch wheels if you want, and it's only like an extra $1,800. And certain wheels, they're bespoke to the M Sport design, but I just went with the regular free 20-inch wheel design. I think that looks just fine on this SUV. Regarding the interior space, BMW has done a really good job with the Sensafin seating. It's surprisingly really comfortable and plush, so I decided to stick with the Sensafin. But if you wanted to be a bit more bougie and you want the extended merino leather, then more power to you. That's available for an additional $1,950. I do think it's worth stepping up to that if you genuinely value that merino leather, but once again, BMW did a great job with the Sensafin, so I'm going to stick to it. And the trim, that really just comes down to your personal preference. Now, regarding the options, I think 2 that are really worth it are going to be the Climate Comfort Package for $2,000. That's going to give you the multi-contour seats, the ventilated front seats, the heated front and rear seats, along with the heated armrest, the heated steering wheel, and you can also get the 4-zone automatic climate control. I think that's worth it for $2,000. I would also pay $900 to get the parking assistance package, which effectively gets you the 360 camera with the 3D view. That just makes life really easy. Plus you also get the active park distance control along with the parking assistant professional. I don't really care about those 2 things. I just care about getting the 360 camera. Paying $2,500 for the driving assistance professional package, that's going to be on you. I personally don't value these features. It's basically a highway assistant to help you out on those long highway journeys. I don't really trust or care for these systems, but I do know that a lot of people, they like to spec out their vehicles to be as close to like being a Tesla as possible, and a lot of people, they really enjoy these kinds of driving assist features. So if you want it, go for it. I personally skipped it. But then we have the premium and the executive packages. Again, a lot of this, I understand it comes down to personal preference, but That $1,900 premium package, that's going to get you the remote engine start, but it's done through the BMW app. So not everybody is going to like that, but there you go. That's something that you get along with the heads-up display. I know that's something a lot of people like. Most importantly, though, you get that Harman Kardon audio system. That's what I personally want, and the premium package does get you that, and you also get the gesture controls, which I do not care for, but that's packed into the premium package. When you go with the executive package, you get additional things like the pano moonroof, the glass controls, which is nice, soft closing automatic doors, and the rear manual side window shades. All nice things, but for a lot of people, they might not need a lot of the extra features. You might be like myself, where I just want the Harman Kardon audio system, and if that's the case, you can just skip the premium and the executive package, and you can simply add the Harman Kardon audio system for $875. But I chose against it because down the line, when you decide to sell these vehicles, people would like to see, things like the premium and the executive package. When it just comes bundled together, people like it. So personally, I would just stick with the premium pack. After all, a lot of people, they do like that heads-up display as well. So even though I don't care for that, other people do. But some additional options worth looking into would be things like the Space Saver spare tire. That way you don't have to use run flat tires. You can get any tire that you want. So that's great. There's the 2-axle air suspension. I would personally avoid that. You got aluminum running boards, which is not really necessary. This is not a pickup truck. And then we have the trailer hitch for $650. That might be worth considering because the X5, it can tow over 7,000 pounds. That is really excellent. So if you know you're going to be towing, then obviously get that trailer hitch. Then we have the illuminated kidney grille. That is ridiculous. Not going to pay up for that. But who knows? If you like that look, there you go. And the rear manual side window shades. I would get that for $250 because if you're a parent and you have infants in the back, then the rear manual side window shades, it's super useful. I mean, heck, even for adults, they're going to enjoy that. And a lot of the heated seat features and the 4-zone climate control, that just naturally comes baked in with the climate comfort package for $2,000, so you don't have to worry. If you want the massaging seats, that's going to set you back $1,000. Once again, that's up to you if you want that or not. The Alcantara headliner for $650, that is rather nice. It certainly adds a premium vibe, and the cabin really elevates things. If I was building a vehicle for myself, I would kind of want to consider that. A lot of the vehicles that you're going to find on the lot probably won't come with the Alcantara headliner. Materials like that, it's supposed to help absorb a little bit more noise as well. And once again, give your cabin a more premium finish and feel. If I was speccing one out, sure, I would actually go with that. My final build for the X5, it's going to include the premium package, the parking assistance package, the climate comfort, the Space Saver spare tire, the rear window shades, the Alcantara headliner, and if you know you're going to be towing, then yeah, get that trailer hitch as well. I personally don't tow anything, so I don't need that. So my X5, it came out to be $76,375 for the xDrive 40i. Now, I also built an xDrive 40i with the M Sport package. That M Sport, it's going to set you back $2,750. However, it does come with a lot of features that most people would want, like the heated front seats, the pano moonroof, and the aerodynamic kit, along with a lot of other things. So that aero kit, that's actually going to delete the black plastic cladding that runs on the side of the regular X5 models. So there's that. But you also do get the adaptive M suspension, and that is impossible to get with the regular X5s. You have to get the M Sport model to get the adaptive M suspension. So you're getting that, you're getting the aero kit, a few options that most people would want, and you can still get the 20-inch wheels. So that's the base M wheel size. It's obviously a different design from the standard X5 that I built, but once again, you can also get 21s and 22-inch wheels with the M Sport model. But once again, I'm sticking to the 20s to save money and to preserve the ride quality. Regarding interior space, I stuck with the Sensafin seating, and the options, it's pretty much exactly the same, right? Because it's still the regular X5 at the end of the day. I just added the M Sport package for $2,750 extra. So the final price, once again, it's $79,125. Now let's move on to the plug-in hybrid 50e model. the model came out to be $81,125. You are able to get the M Sport package for an additional $2,750 if you want. However, with the plug-in hybrid, you do not get the adaptive M suspension. That is not available with the plug-in hybrid. So this really is just an exterior enhancement. So I didn't include it in the first place with my plug-in hybrid build. I just stuck with the Sport model anyway. But once again, if you want the M Sport, go ahead, but it literally just changes the looks. And of course, you get a few other features, but you will naturally get a lot of those features when you add in the various options later on. I went with the Manhattan green metallic color this time, and I still went with the 20-inch wheels, although if you want the larger wheels, you are able to get 21s, but you're not able to get 22-inch wheels with the plug-in hybrid. I went with the cognac seating, which I really like that cognac color. It's basically like orange seats, so I thought that was pretty cool, and it matches pretty well with the Manhattan green exterior color. The trim, once again, that's up to you. And for the reasons I mentioned before, I actually went with the premium package, which here it costs $200 less on the plug-in hybrid, $1,700. I mainly just wanted to get the Harman Kardon audio system. And apparently they dropped that remote start feature that you can do through the app with the regular models. That's apparently not available with the plug-in hybrid. Just something else to note, at least the way they have it displayed on BMW's website. I still went with the parking assistance package and the climate comfort package. I added the rear window shades, the nice headliner, and if you want, you can pay an additional $600 to get the BMW wall box. I've heard some dealerships, they actually give that to you for free. I know Mercedes does that. I'm not sure about BMW, but personally in my house, the wall charger that I use, it's made by Grizzly, costs about $400. It might be a little less now, but regardless though, I do have an Amazon affiliate link to the Grizzly EV home charger that I use. So if you buy using that link, I will get a slight commission. So if you want to support the channel, there you go. But it costs no extra money to you. And I personally chose the Grizzly because for that price, I personally think you're getting a high quality product. It's made in Canada. It's actually UL certified, which all of that stuff, it's pretty important, especially when it comes to charging a vehicle, right? High voltage stuff. So there you go. That's why I chose the Grizzly. But if you just want to pay a couple bucks more and get the official BMW wall box, well, it's available to you. Once again, $81,125. That's what the plug-in hybrid came out to be. Now the twin turbo V8 M60i model with 523 horsepower, the way I built it, it came out to be $103,375. So here there's no additional M Sport design package to select because this is naturally like a pseudo M vehicle to begin with, right? So it just comes with that M body kit. You just choose your colors, which now a lot of the metallic colors, they are now free options until you get to the Dravit gray metallic color. That's when you have to start paying for the metallic colors. The rest of them are pretty much all free. And regarding the wheels, I actually went with the 21-inch wheels on this M60 because I just think they look amazing on this model, and I figured a lot of people would want to build this vehicle with those 21-inch wheels. However, you can get 20s with the M60i. That's what comes standard. So if you want to stick with the 20s, save $800, you can certainly do that. Or you can even step it up to the 22-inch wheels if you want. Again, I don't want to go that far because I do want to preserve my ride quality just a little bit. Upholstery, once again, Sensafin, but regarding the trim, I actually went with the carbon fiber trim for $300. I just think that suits the character of these M models. And most people, when it comes to these performance models, they do like to see carbon fiber on the interior. Now for $650, regarding the options, there is an M Sport Professional package where you can choose between red and blue brake calipers, and you can also get the extended shadow line trim so you can get more blacked out accents. I didn't choose it, but obviously a lot of people would want it, so for $650 you can certainly get that. I just once again went with the parking assistance package, and I went with the executive package, which costs $1,850 here, and the climate comfort package, it costs $1,000 less, and obviously the climate package, I find it to be definitely worth it. And notice with the executive package, you actually do not get the Harman Kardon audio system. You just naturally get that as standard. With this executive package, it's getting a lot of those nice features that most people naturally want with a top tier product like this, like the big pano roof, the soft closing doors, the rear sunshades, the glass controls, the gesture controls. When it comes to this type of vehicle, most people they just simply want to see the executive package on the window sticker. So I just went for it. I just thought it was worth it at this level, where I simply didn't think it was worth it on the other trims. Plus the executive package costs significantly more money, over $3,000 with the lesser X5s. So here the executive package is about half the price, and it just pads that window sticker nicely. Still went with that space saver spare tire, and although you get the Harman Kardon audio system as standard, I actually went with the $3,400 Bowers & Wilkins audio system because this is the true flagship audio system that you can get. When you think of a truly excellent sound system for one of these European vehicles, it starts with the Bowers & Wilkins. And $3,400, it's not a terrible price. Some companies, they charge like $6-7 grand for their top tier audio system. So $3,400, not bad. So if you love your music, there you go. If you don't really care, then you can certainly save that $3,400. I also added in the adaptive M suspension for $2,200 to once again just improve the handling characteristics of this massive SUV. I just thought it was worth paying that $2,200. And I also went with the nice headlining material as well. So this is a pretty bloated M60i. You can obviously get a much cheaper M60i, well under $100,000, but the way I spec'd it, it's $103,375. I guess since I came this far into the build, I should just add that M Sport professional package with the Shadowline trim and the Shadowline headlights. Most people want to see that as well. No point in cheapening out on that. So I just went back, I added that in for the extra $650. So the total price really is $104,025. Again, a very bloated M60. You can certainly skip out on the Bowers & Wilkins, the adaptive M suspension, and even the executive package. If you just don't value those extra features, you can certainly avoid all of these things and save a lot of money. But I think when you get to this level, I think most people, they deserve to have a truly special experience. And I think the way I spec'd this M60i out, I think I made this into a relatively special vehicle. It's not like your cookie cutter generic X5 at this point. You know, I really tried to spice it up a bit. So that's my thinking when it comes to the M60i build. Finally, the top of the line X5M competition. The way I built it, it came out to be $136,575. Once again, most of the metallic colors, they are free, and we also have some extra special colors here as well, like the Isle of Man green metallic, the Toronto red metallic. So if you like those, go ahead. Regarding colors to pay up for, we have the Dravit gray metallic at $1,950 and the Frozen pure gray metallic at $3,600. So regarding the wheels, we have a staggered 21-inch setup in the front and 22s in the back. Regarding the interior space, you actually just naturally get the extended merino leather with the X5M. And with every other model of the X5, you actually got the SensaFin seats as standard. So here we get the extended merino leather seats, and these are some sport bucket seats as well. They do look very nice, but definitely sit in it, make sure that it's comfortable to you. And you can actually pay an additional $3,500 to get the full merino leather interior space. And the main reason why you would actually want to do this is because paying that additional $3,500 will also get you different colored seats as well. So if that's important to you, then you have no choice. You actually have to pay the additional $3,500. Other than that, they only give you black seats as standard, or you can get the orange and black seats as standard. I obviously went with that orange and black interior space. The majority of the interior, it is colored in that orange. So I'm really happy with that. No need for me to pay extra. And I did choose the carbon fiber trim, and with the X5M, it's actually a free trim option. And regarding the options, I just went fully loaded with this one because when you get to this level, there's no point in pinching pennies. Most people buying these products, they simply want the fully loaded vehicle. So I got the executive package for $3,100. That gets you the pano moonroof, the soft closing doors, the rear sunshades. You actually get the front massaging seats with the executive package, along with front and rear heated seats, the front ventilated seats, and the heated and cooled cup holder. So I think that's worth it for $3,100. And once again, even though I don't value the driving assistance package and the additional features that it comes with, I still chose it for an additional $1,700 just to say that we built a fully loaded X5M. Once again, no point in pinching pennies at this point. I of course got the $3,400 Bowers & Wilkins audio system, and you can also choose the M drivers package for an additional $2,500. That's the one thing I did not choose, but getting this package will actually raise the top speed of this SUV. And it also includes a one-day high-performance driving class at the BMW Performance Center. So if that's important to you, you can get it, but honestly, I would rather just save that $2,500. But I guess if you technically wanted to save on the X5M, you could avoid the $1,700 driving assistance package, the Bowers & Wilkins audio system. But once again, there's really not too much point in doing all that. Once again, most people shopping for this caliber of vehicle, they actually like the fact that this is such an expensive vehicle, and they don't mind the overinflated price because they actually need something this expensive, either for write-off purposes or what have you. So yeah, certain vehicles, they don't just serve a transportation purpose, but also a write-off purpose, depending on who you are and what you do. Of course, none of this is financial advice. I'm not an accountant or a lawyer or any of that, so you can consult your own accountants and lawyers regarding these things that I'm talking about regarding write-offs and running a business. So the way I built it, it's $136,575. Now, at the beginning of this video, I did share with you how you can save a substantial amount of money with these 2025 X5s. Well, you can do so by reaching out to a car broker named AutoCompanion. He is one of the largest car brokers in the United States, and he has partnered BMW dealerships both in Washington, D.C. and in California. Now, he does offer nationwide shipping, but shipping is something that you have to pay extra for, and he does charge a broker fee to access these deals, but as you can see by the discounts, his fee is well worth it. And also, since I am affiliated with AutoCompanion, if you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box, he will take some money off of his broker fee, and I really appreciate him doing that for my audience. And the biggest discount he has is on the regular X40i models. He's got 11% off the MSRP. With the plug-in hybrids, he's got 10% off the MSRP. And even on the twin-turbo V8 M60i model, he's got 8% off the MSRP. And all of this is before the incentives. And if you're interested in the top-of-the-line X5M, then he's got 3% off the MSRP. But AutoCompanion also offers a free leasing calculator to the public. This is one of the most powerful tools that a consumer can use, because this calculator, it will show you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And incentives, they stack on top of the dealer discount. So if you qualify for things like loyalty, then that's going to stack on top of AutoCompanion's various discounts that I shared with you. And I ran numbers on pretty much every X5 that I built. And yeah, if you wanted to work with AutoCompanion, I believe he can apply the discounts to vehicles that you build. So if you wanted to custom build an X5 through one of AutoCompanion's dealerships and you're able to wait a few months for it to be built, then yes, you should be able to get those same discounts. I would just reach out and make sure. But assuming you have perfect credit and you put no money down on a 3-year lease, the payments are as follows. So on the xDrive 40i, the regular model, it's about $1,051 a month. With the M Sport package, the payment goes up slightly to $1,087. The plug-in hybrid, that leases for $1,176. I do think that if you are going to be leasing these SUVs, it's worth getting the plug-in hybrid. For that extra $100 a month, you're getting not only a vehicle that can potentially cost you like no money in fuel, depending on your daily commute, but you're also getting a more powerful SUV as well. So that's just nice to have. I would personally lease the 50e plug-in hybrid over the regular X5s. Now the M60i, that gets pretty steep at a little over $1,500 a month, and the top of the line X5M, well, with no money down, that's going to lease out at $2,300 a month. And you should never put money down on a lease, except for MSDs, or multiple security deposits. You can put down the MSDs because that is a refundable deposit that you get back at the end of your lease. Why would you put down these MSDs? Well, that's to reduce the interest rate of the lease. On most of these X5 leases, the interest rate, it's between 4.5% to 5.5%, which it's not terrible, it's not the best, it's just okay. But if you're able to cut that interest down in half by putting down, about 10 grand in MSDs, or 8 grand in MSDs, something like that, then you can once again cut that interest nearly in half, reducing your payments, and you can get that 8 to 10 grand back at the end of your lease. So if you have some extra cash that's available to you, then that's a good way of using it. Or if you really have a lot of cash available, you could even just do a one-pay lease to get the same effect, dropping the interest rate in half and being done with your payments. And BMW Financial is pretty nice. They're very flexible and they're very knowledgeable. So if you ever wanted to swap out of your lease early, like let's say you took advantage of some of these decent X5 lease programs and you wanted to swap out after a year or two, BMW Financial is really good about handling that. So if you put your vehicle up on swapalease.com, then BMW Financial can help you walk through that process and make it easy for you. And I do like the fact that BMW offers you 3 years of free maintenance as well. So throughout the duration of your lease, you never have to worry about maintenance or repairs because you are covered under warranty and you have free maintenance as well. Now, there are some incentives that you can get, like $1,000 in conquest or in loyalty, which once again stacks on top of AutoCompanion's MSRP discounts. With the plug-in hybrids, you get a $2,000 iLease incentive, and I believe you can stack loyalty and conquest on top of that as well. So that's potentially an additional $3,000 off on top of what AutoCompanion offers. With the M60i, there is a $1,000 lease credit as well, with once again conquest and loyalty that can stack on top. And the top of the line X5M, you can only get a loyalty lease incentive. But honestly, if you're interested in leasing either of the M models of the X5, either the M60i or the M Competition, I would actually look into leasing the XM, that $165,000 top of the line, kind of strange looking SUV that they offer. I would actually rather lease that because AutoCompanion is offering like 10% off the MSRP on those, and there's a $12,500 lease cash as well. And that allows the very expensive XM to lease out for about $1,850 a month, which is less than the X5M Competition by several $100s. And the XM is a plug-in hybrid, so there's also a slight fuel economy benefit there as well. So I would rather lease the XM over even the M60i, honestly. So this is a classic point where MSRP isn't everything. There's a lot that goes into this, like the residuals, the incentives, the interest rate, etc. Once again, if you want to work with AutoCompanion, he's located in Washington, D.C. and in California for these BMW deals. But AutoCompanion, he doesn't just represent BMW. He's got other makes that he represents like Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, Lexus, etc. So if you don't like the fact that BMW has no physical buttons and switches for the HVAC, then you can also look into the GLE Benz. That's something that he offers. He's got pretty big discounts on those. You can also look into like an Audi Q7 or something. There's pretty big discounts there, 13% off on the Q7s. Even on the regular Cayennes, he's got 10% off the MSRP. Granted, that's the 2024 model year, but I'm just saying. And actually, AutoCompanion also offers Volvo, and right now, at the time of this recording, December of 2024, the XC90 is a phenomenal lease deal right now. You can lease the Core or the Plus models for about $500 a month with no money down. That is tremendous, actually. Easily the best value proposition in the luxury large SUV lineup. But of course, lease programs, incentives, interest rates, all of these things, they do change every month. AutoCompanion's calculator, it does update every month. And if you visit the Lease Hacker forum, you can see more of AutoCompanion's various programs and the latest discounts, and that's also where you can find his spreadsheet as well that I'm showing you. Regardless though, that's everything I wanted to share regarding this 2025 BMW X5 buyer's guide. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. My AutoCompanion affiliate link is down below if you want to save on AutoCompanion's broker fee. But thank you again for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.